Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell Podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by Buddy Hull. How's it going, man?
Great, Casey. Thanks for having me. I appreciate you.
Of course, you had a couple announcements regarding this upcoming season in Top Fuel. I kind of talk about what's going on with you guys.
Man, it's been an awesome offseason. Acquiring a lot of new parts, but most importantly, two brand new primaries. One that I'm not allowed to announce yet. We're almost there, but bringing methanol moonshine with Wade and Chris was amazing. It's really helping our program. And then bringing in Mike Guger as our full-time crew chief really puts us on the path of much success, and we needed that. We needed someone on our car, focused on our car at our shop all the time. So it's really good to have Mike and methanol moonshine on board with us. We're so excited. We can't wait for Phoenix. That's our first stop.
Okay, so how many races do you plan on doing this year?
8 this year, and we would like to add more if we could. It's just a matter of resources and, logistics, but we currently have 8 in the schedule.
Okay. How do you think you did overall last season?
We learned a ton, so for us, we may have not have won a single round of drag racing, but I got to tell you, we won in so many other ways. We won with, first of all, just getting there, assembling a Top Fuel team and getting it to the track and getting everyone there and making successful ATV runs for us was a win. And wins can be measured in many different ways, as we all know. But for us, we won in that category. We accomplished so much in terms of our growth with our people and with working with Tim Wilkerson, Richard Hartman, and Daniel Wilkerson, and David Schaff, and all my crew guys. We learned so much. So we may not have won a single round of drag racing, but we won in many other ways. And I'm thankful for that. And that set the ground floor for what we're going to do this year. And we're super excited about that.
Oh, so tell me about just overall the improvements of your program. Just to kind of talk about just bringing on the full-time crew chief and then some other guys that are coming into the shop.
Mike Guger comes to us with just a massive amount of experience. He started at the racetrack with Dale Armstrong when he was a teenager and really never left. He's been involved in nitro drag racing since he was 13 years old. He's tuned for some of the best in the world. He tuned Larry Dixon to 6 final round appearances and a number 4th overall finish in points. Tuned for Leah Pritchett and was a part of so many really high-level winning teams. He was on the Kenny Bernstein Funny Car, on the Kenny Bernstein Top Fuel Dragster. So Mike's experience it's one of which there's very few select people that have that experience out there. Mike is also very interested in working with us and bringing his experience, knowing what we're trying to do with our program, which is grow our program and someday turn it into a full-time operation. So Mike is the man that's suited for the job. He's just a great guy. He's fun to be around. He's easy to communicate with. And, there's just so many great things going on. I can't even list them all, but we're happy to have Mike.
Yeah. So are you doing any testing at all this off season?
We are. Yeah, we're going to test right here in Texas. I mean, we're getting warm enough weather this winter where it looks like we're going to be able to get our car out beginning middle of March before we head to Phoenix. And so we plan on testing it right out there at the Motorplex right here in Ennis, Texas, in our backyard.
Just, with Phoenix coming up here, I know 8 races are planned. Do you know which ones by chance?
We do. We do have our schedule. We'll have it posted on the buddyhullracing.com website. But the first 2 right off the bat are Phoenix and Las Vegas.
Okay.
We're going to skip the Gator Nationals, or I'm sorry, the race in Gainesville. I'm not sure what they're going to call it. Maybe it is the Gator Nationals. And then we're going to skip Pomona, but we will be in Phoenix and Las Vegas.
Yeah. So, starting off on the West Coast, of course, that's not too far from where you live. And of course, who knows what's going to happen with that, with Phoenix and the uncertain future with that place. But overall, what's it going to be like heading down there to Phoenix? Because it's a tough field, and Top Fuel has kind of really been like that the past few years.
Yeah, we're not scared of anything or any racetrack. So with the changes we're making in the race car and the amount of parts that we've acquired over the winter, we're going to go to Phoenix, guns blazing, arms swinging, whatever it takes to not only get in the field, but be a competitive race car. So we cannot wait to get there and compete against the best in the world.
Yeah. And then just going into, this season, what do you want to see really those first 2 weeks out of the gate?
Two races. Is that what you meant? Two races?
The first few races, yeah.
Competitive race car that goes A to B. A race car that can run in the mid 70s and go A to B and do it most often is what we're looking for. Keep the rods in the thing, and just be a car that the best in the world can look at and say, well, they're not the quickest, they're not the fastest, but they will run very respectably. They will go A to B. So, what that does, that applies pressure to the best in the world to make sure they don't make mistakes racing against a team like ours. And that's really our goal, and build off of that. We really want some round wins this year.
All right. Well, Buddy Ho, thank you so much for spending some time with us. Best of luck in 2023. We'll check back with you in a few weeks. How about that?
That sounds great, Casey. Thank you so much for having me, and thanks for NHRA, Camping World, all of my sponsors, all my supporters. I'm one happy guy and just can't wait to be back at the racetrack. I'm excited.